In this video, we will explore the process of creating and interpreting reports in Nightscout, which is used in conjunction with AndroidAPS. Previous videos have covered the steps to create a Nightscout website and connect your AndroidAPS app to Nightscout for data transmission every 5 minutes. Now, we will delve into the features and functionality of the Nightscout interface and reports, helping you understand and leverage the valuable information they provide for managing your diabetes. 1. Nightscout Interface. In the Nightscout interface, the website is typically black and can be customized based on your preferences. Here are the different sections of a Nightscout website. The title bar displays the name of your site on the left and includes buttons on the right, such as the menu button with various settings options. You may also find edit and audio icons, which are rarely used. Depending on your authentication status, you will also see a plus sign where you can log treatments. The System Information section shows the current information of all systems connected to Nightscout. It may include gray boxes or plugins providing additional details when hovered over. In Nightscout, we call these pills. The User and Treatment Information section displays information about you and your treatments. You'll find pills or abbreviations that will be explained further in the Settings section. The Basal Insulin section shows your basal insulin release. The Sensor Glucose and Treatment section displays your sensor glucose readings, carbohydrate and/or insulin treatments, as well as predictions from AndroidAPS. This Data History section shows the last 48 hours of data. In Nightscout, you can access various settings through the hamburger menu at the top. Here's an overview of the available options. Reports allows you to generate reports via Profile and Food Editor. You can change settings, although the settings are usually managed through the AndroidAPS app rather than Nightscout. Admin tools enable you to create access tokens for sharing data with healthcare providers or family members. Account settings provide options to adjust units, time format, language, and more. You can also customize the appearance of your Nightscout account, including the display of plugins or pills. Additionally, this section explains the abbreviations used in the interface. Changes can be saved if you enter your API password. Below that, you can see the authentication status. By exploring these settings and making appropriate adjustments, you can personalize your Nightscout experience to suit your needs. 2. Types of reports. When using AndroidAPS, you can access reports through your Nightscout website via the menu in the top right. Some of the key reports you can access include day-to-day reports. These show how the algorithm adjusts basal insulin and provides insights into microbolus delivery. Distribution report. This report displays time in range, time below range, and estimated HbA1c. The coefficient of variation can be calculated by dividing the standard deviation by the mean glucose level and multiplying it by 100. The percentile chart report offers an ambulatory glucose profile-like picture to analyze glucose trends. The profiles report allows you to review and record insulin settings, such as insulin duration, carbohydrate ratio, insulin sensitivity, basal insulin rate, and target value. And the Loopalizer report provides visualizations of average basal adjustments over a 24-hour period within a specified time frame. This can help identify patterns and trends in basal insulin adjustments made by the algorithm. Alternatively, reports from Nightscout can be visualized using the Nightscout Reporter software. This free web-based platform provides a more user-friendly interface and allows you to select the desired reports, set the time period, and generate a PDF document to forward to your healthcare provider. Interesting reports available include analysis, profiles, glucose percentile chart, and daily reports. There are 3 ways to discuss these reports with your healthcare provider. You can provide your healthcare provider with your Nightscout URL and a secure token that you have created. This allows them to access and view the reports directly. While you can't directly generate a PDF from Nightscout, you can save the reports as PDF files. Simply open the desired report, press Ctrl+P, or Command+P on a Mac computer and select Save as PDF as the printer option. This will create a PDF file that you can save and email to your healthcare provider if needed. Another option is to use Nightscout Reporter to create more visually appealing reports that can be easily forwarded to your healthcare provider. By effectively utilizing Nightscout and Nightscout Reporter, you can provide your healthcare provider with comprehensive reports that highlight the performance and trends of your diabetes management with AndroidAPS. 3. Interpreting reports. In AndroidAPS, the main parameters that can be adjusted are the target value, basal insulin rate, carbohydrate ratio, and insulin sensitivity. This can be done within the Profile tab in the AndroidAPS app if you tap on one of the subtabs. It is important to follow a structured approach when interpreting reports and making adjustments. Here is a detailed guide. 1. Assess glycemic information. Check on the distribution report if treatment goals, particularly time in range and time below range, are being met over the past 2 to 4 weeks. Following international guidelines, time in range should be above 70% and time below range should be below 4%. If you have access to the analysis report of Nightscout Reporter, take note of the frequency of meal bolusing, which you would expect to be on average 3 times per day. 2. Optimize AID settings. Analyze the ambulatory glucose profile to identify trends of hypo or hyperglycemia. If you spot trends, try to find out on the daily reports if these are related to meal boluses. For trends related to meal boluses, assess factors such as timing, carbohydrate counting, and consider adjusting the carbohydrate ratio. If postprandial hyperglycemia is an issue, also consider using the Eating Soon target before meals. You can also explore the option of faster-acting insulins like Fiasp or Liamjev. For trends after manual correction, boluses, or after hyperglycemia, change the insulin sensitivity or duration of insulin action to adjust the aggressiveness of the algorithm. You can also control the aggressiveness of the AndroidAPS algorithm's insulin delivery by adjusting the max basal and max IOB settings. Lowering these limits can help prevent excessive insulin administration, especially in cases of frequent hypoglycemia. On the other hand, if the max IOB setting is restricting the system's ability to correct high blood glucose levels effectively, it may need to be increased. This should be done with caution. For trends outside of meals or boluses, you can adjust the target value per time block or change the basal insulin rate from 1 hour before and during the corresponding period with 10 to 20%. It's also important to explore possible correlations with missed boluses, exercise, alcohol, or hypoglycemia. In AndroidAPS, it is important to ensure that the basal insulin rate is appropriately set. If you notice a consistent pattern of increasing or decreasing basal insulin during a specific period of the day that cannot be explained by SMB or manual bolusing, for example, day-to-day reports, the aim is to adjust the basal insulin rate at that time to align with the algorithm's requirements. If you are an experienced AndroidAPS user and you seek additional profile tuning, you can consider using AutoTune. This is a web tool for calculating optimal settings for basal insulin, insulin sensitivity, and carbohydrate ratio. By entering your Nightscout URL into the AutoTune website, you can let the program calculate your ideal settings based on your sensor glucose results. If AutoTune suggests significant deviations from your current settings, you may consider adjusting them. Note that AutoTune requires fixed values for carbohydrate ratio and insulin sensitivity, and that AutoTune may not work if Nightscout has additional security measures like a token. 3. Guide behavioral recommendations. Ensure proper usage of the automated insulin delivery system in the daily reports. Sensor wear time, activation of auto mode, and adherence to pre-meal bolusing can best be checked in the day-to-day reports. You can also check the correct use of temporary targets and profile switches, and evaluate for overcorrection of hypo or hyperglycemia. Also ask about the appropriateness of alarm settings and reminders to avoid alarm fatigue. 4. Review pump settings and emergency plans. Document your pump settings, including at least your basal insulin rate, carbohydrate ratio, insulin sensitivity, and target value. Establish an emergency plan and always have insulin pens with you in case of a pump malfunction or other emergencies. When making changes, it is recommended to modify one setting at a time. After implementing a change, closely monitor the effects over a period of 1 to 2 weeks. It is possible that your initial adjustment may not yield the desired results, in which case, you can explore alternative options and make further adjustments accordingly. The key is to iterate and fine-tune your settings based on the feedback provided by your Nightscout reports, ensuring optimal performance of your AndroidAPS system. By following these guidelines and considering the provided details, you can effectively interpret reports, optimize insulin settings, and ensure proper usage of AndroidAPS for improved diabetes management.